The Roman Colosseum by Charles Nicholson and Jonathan Torreya. One of the most famous and spectacular structures during the ancient Rome was the Colosseum, or otherwise known as the Flavian Amphitheater or Amphitheatrum Flavium. The amphitheater is defined as an oval or circular building with rising tiers of seats arranged about an open space and used in ancient Rome, especially for contests and spectacles. Roma Resurgence was the inscription on the coins of Emperor Vespasian. It means the resurgent Rome or Rome reborn. The construction of the Colosseum, together with the Temple of Peace and the Sanctuary of Claudius, was the attempt of Emperor Vespasian to show to the world that Rome was still very much the center of the ancient world. This was built in 70 AD on his order. The Colosseum hosted many gladiatorial contests, mock sea battles, animal hunts, executions, and other popular forms of entertainment. The ancient library quoted that although it was considered to be an icon of the ancient Rome, the Colosseum's attractive power today is generated by a strong polarity. On the one hand, the structure is a marvel of engineering and design, and on the other, it stands as a symbol of depravity, decadence, and cruelty. The construction of the Colosseum began in 70 AD during the Flavian dynasty on the reign of Emperor Vespasian. It was completed and further modified during the reigns of his sons Titus and Domitian. The Colosseum stood on the site of the lake and guarded of Emperor Nero's Golden House. The lake was drained and a 6-meter deep of concrete foundation was put down. It's situated between the valleys joining Esquiline, Palatine, and Celian hills. It was a grand-scale, one-of-a-kind building during the ancient Rome. It had 4 stories and had stood over 45 meters and measured 189 by 156 meters across. The ellipsoid arena itself measured 87.5 by 54.8 meters. The building was made mainly of tons of limestone, brick, concrete, and tufa or volcanic stones. The massive size of the theater must have been the possible origin of the name of the Colosseum, but some others believe that it may have been to reference the huge 30-foot gilded bronze statue of Nero, which stood outside the theater called the Colossus of Nero. The Colosseum was spectacular in size and design. The exterior had 3 stories with a total of about 80 arched entrances, supported by semicircular columns. Each story contained columns of different styles of Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian from bottom to top. The Colosseum had 76 entrances and exits to help thousands of people to exit the arena in case of a fire or other emergency. The public entrances were each numbered, and spectators also had a numbered ticket that said where they were supposed to enter. It could seat about 50,000 people. The passages to the seating areas were called vomitoria. Where people sat in the Colosseum was determined by your social ranking, from the senators seating at the bottom of the arena to ranking officials, ordinary citizens, soldiers, slaves, and women sitting on the top of the stadium. To protect the people from the sun, rain, and other elements while watching the games and entertainments, a retractable awning called the velarium was drawn. There were 240 wooden masts around the top of the stadium supporting the awning. Under the Colosseum was a labyrinth of underground rooms and tunnels called the hypogeum. The passages allowed the animals, actors, and gladiators to suddenly appear and exit the arena. The west exit was called the Gate of Death, where dead gladiators were carried out of the arena. Chambers for the thousands of warriors were also built underground, including a basement that housed giant cages for wild animals like elephants, leopards, panthers, and bears. A pulley system was also made to bring up the domed creatures up to the main arena. The first games held at the Colosseum lasted for 100 days that involved more than 3,000 gladiator fights, and the last games held in the Colosseum was in the 6th century. The Colosseum has survived many earthquakes. In 847, the southern side of the Colosseum had collapsed. For centuries thereafter, the combination of the elements natural disasters, neglect, and vandalism had destroyed some parts of the original Colosseum, including the arena's marble seats and decorations. Restoration efforts, however, continued to proceed over the years. Today, it is one of the major tourist attractions in Italy, playing host to 4 million visitors each year from all over the world.
Because the cross was the symbol of Roman power. It meant if you cross us, pun intended, that's where we'll put you. If you cross the Roman state, we will expose you to that kind of humiliating, torturous death. So it terrified people all over the world.